New level market. Farmers market. We need to find those chlorophyll and whatever we need. Be ensign. Pick up.
Julie, my dear, I am.
Tasha, Daniel. Who the fuck are you?
Honeybees! If I come out one more time and find you lolling out there amongst my hives, I'm grabbing my shotgun. As to your question, yes, my days in beekeeping school are a blur. But I do seem to remember something about that enzyme you keep blabbing on about.
10 seconds in sample. For fuck's sake, who is exploding? Just escape from here. For fuck's sake! Who is exploding? Evening too. It's seeking RPG. Okay, let's rescue you, little sissy. Yes, little thing. I'm here to rescue you.
Children, their very long needles, tuneless songs there.
This is Andrew Ryan.
They're ghoulish Frankenstein fathers, but we've all
Distilled water.
hand on the great chain.
You hippo. Here, Gobi.
I've come to accept a very low standard of life, but even at the bottom of this fish tank, a man must have standards. The pathetic
You come over here.
down at Rory Winery has started putting water to his terrible wine. Water! When I confronted him with this fact, he tells me, Pierre, this is not to worry. The water, she is distilled. It could be worse. I could take it right from the ocean.
Okay, contains sand distilled water, let's see. We can have some... some physical toning stuff. Let's see, are all... Get him a prison pistol round. Eve hypo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Okay, bees. Get away from you, stupid bees.
Come on then, go!
Need 7 of them. No, we need 7 of them now. Shoot, escape! Escape for fuck's sake!
Nobody touches me! Nobody! I'm coming in! You think I can't get to you? Nothing!
Okay. For fuck's sake, guys, leave me alone. Adam, explain. Okay, so what else do we have? Group of teleporting plans called start turning have stolen long for. And of course, rolling hills, and where we are, we're in a pit. Okay, wait for this to finish, then we need to go next time. Come on! Come on, open the door, don't be gay. Open the door. At least a lot, but
why do they wear those masks? Maybe there's a part of them that remembers how they used to be, how they used to look, and they're ashamed.
oh look, distilled water. Okay, I'm scared now. Oh, photographers, I already researched for ones on the edge, and whatever size is yours. Once you splice this in every chunk, you'll get the picture. Second guys, I'm trapped in here! You can't move! Don't do that!
I do what I'm told. You think
Assholes! These are Houdini's place. We're looking for his Houdini's place. This is farmer's market.
Came here to be a star.
You know what? Give me a 4. Mr. Daddy, I think I'm going to need you. On the way to Arcadia to That's not your work for me. We have another big daddy here.
On my walk today, I had my first encounter with a pair of them. He, a lumbering palooka in a foul-smelling diving suit, and she, an unwashed moppet in a filthy pink smock. Her pallor was off. Green, morbid, and there was a rather unpleasant aspect to her demeanor, as if she were in an altogether different place than the rest of us. I understand the need for such creatures. I just wish they could make them more presentable.
Okay, 4 out of 7. We need to find where we've been before, like where was apiary?
I smell something nasty.
Okay, nothing in the pimp room. Let's see now. What can we do? Do.
He's gone. Oh, if you're there.
So our objective is still to find chlorophyll solutions. Well, I can use nothing for the chain upgrades because
Hey there, fellas.
What's
You know
that?
that
I'll
China
turn down.
ladies prefer the athletic man?
Fuck.
Why stay on the sideline? The new thing is not
Oh,
always
like it rough.
tell me.
so just attack me. This is the lady health splicers.
Even miles underwater. I shall lay my vengeance upon you!
Release the water. And here is another dead. Let's try a hack this. Ooh, this is so. Well, I have auto hack. Root response is called sane, I know that. Only heals. I know where is one located.
We have turned away from your light. We thought we could hide from the light down here. We were wrong. What? I've come to judge you!
Come over here. There's a alarm shut down. Yo, gdje si još zostaviš, majster?
A Rapture reminder. The bottom of the ocean is our home, but it can also be a dangerous place. Any leak is a bad one. Report any 6-point corner problem.
Who's this?
The children must remain functional to be effective producers of ethanol. I intend to replace them with entertainment slates so they will be more pliable. I find the people out there is of value. Even with those things implanted in them, children. They play. Sing. Look at me. Stop.
It's the water. It's not for us to find these. But it's not for us to stay, it's to find this chloroform. We have an A5 here.
His light shineth even down here in the murk.
Okay, obtain 7 is still water. No, it's on the left. I think left is chlorophyll solution. 2 of them.
I'm sorry, Father. I'll do what you say. I'll do what you say. Hold it. Thus saith the Lord God.
No, heretic. We have found you. We have found the bitch holding chlorophyll. Okay, well, only one more.
I just want to go to sleep. Just want to go to sleep. His light shineth down here in the murk. I'll kill your first! I'll kill your first!
Primary station. Just don't need head splicer.
Wait a second. Is
Are we doing? No, yeah, we had Splicer. We need that guy called Houdini Splicer. We need Houdini Splicers. Well, I can heal too, why I can't? I shouldn't have a camera here.
Is that you? Dad? Hey!
Because I can hear the guy somewhere, but I don't know where he is. No, they can be two Houdini Splicers in one vicinity, right? I think there can be two Houdini Splicers in one vicinity.
What is the greatest lie ever created? What is the most vicious obscenity ever perpetrated on mankind? Slavery. Holocaust.
Well, there's a lot of head Splicers. No, I need to find that. There can be two of them in the same series. Okay, no, it's dying now. Well, I'm film videos. Okay, let's play films.
Nailing the perfect marriage of story to gameplay is a science that many developers still struggle with today. Bioshock has left an indelible mark on gaming narrative that can be seen and felt in many modern releases, but Irrational's motto remained from the beginning: don't start with the story, start with the gameplay.
Managing Bioshock, the creative process has to be job quickly.
A lot of fans probably wonder about the process you go through in writing the story and the design for a game like Bioshock. You've talked about how it evolves over time and what eventually ships is very different than your initial vision. Do you guys write like a script or a design document for the game and that becomes sort of the Bible that everyone drives towards, or do you iterate much more?
It's different for every game. Like System Shock 2, I went back to it recently. I wrote a design
This
document.
wasn't in original
I started
game.
a project in September, and the design document I saw was dated like October or something. So like in a month, like I wrote the design document, and it didn't change. A lot of it, got expanded upon, but the basic design really didn't change on that. Where on Bioshock, I think it evolved in real time much more. Like we had a pretty substantial design shift, like a year before the ship date.
For Bioshock?
Bioshock, yeah. It got to be much more about the experience of being in Rapture than about being in your character sheet. And so the game evolved more towards that experiential kind of thing and making sure every idea was expressed in the world as well as just on your character sheet. So before you'd have a lot of things like, I'm doing fire damage or electrical damage, but that was sort of a number flying off ahead versus, the whole notion of like, there's barrels and you light them on fire and then you can pick them up and throw them.
But you'd have stats coming off characters and all that stuff?
Much more so.
Oh, really?
And that evolved, sort of, we did a design shift, but I don't know how well that got documented. I think we were moving so fast that we were just sort of changing things, laying down the tracks as we went right ahead of us. And the same with the screenplay, the screenplay there is no screenplay. It's a bunch of, probably Excel files and fragments of Word documents that I'd write, and I'd go to recording sessions and I'd rewrite on the fly once I hear the actor perform, because once the actor takes on it, you listen to their voice and you say, what you wrote doesn't really matter. Like, what is the right thing for this actor playing this role to be saying? So I tend to do a lot of rewriting in the session, and then like you have a bug late at night where somebody says, oh, this doesn't make any sense, and you're like, oh God, you have to write a new audio log and try to get the actor back in, or you figure out what's the best way to get this idea across? Yeah. And is it an audio log? Is it a poster on the wall? Is it a piece of text that pops up on the screen? And that's always depending on how much time you have and what actor availability is. So, the plans sort of fall apart. I think we've worked on that a bunch since on the new project we're working on, where we are trying to document things a lot better and keep things a lot more logical, but the train was running so fast on Bioshock that we just sort of...
early on, we got the Andrew Ryan scene in, like we'd said before, and that was kind of like the keystone. Like, we're going to put a lot of work into this, so this can't change. Everything that happens before or after that don't really involve a lot of departments working together to make a scene, those things are very malleable, and if you need to change audio logs to represent a story, if you need
Sean Robertson.
away lines, that's
Yeah, this was recorded on the Bioshock Infinite, so this is especially for Master Version.
And that really didn't work very well, because you'd have these dramatic scenes and it'd be like, Elizabeth, we need to go to Comstock, and it just it was almost had no value as far as I was concerned.
Atlas radioed on ahead. Says you were looking for an invite to the fisheries. Nuts, I say. But if in your heads up to the Wharf Master's office and find old Peach a research camera, maybe I could manage an invite.
Ken has so much of, these games in his head, and you're sort of,
Look how Geoff was young.
Try to, with all the different things and changes. But from the team perspective, Sean, I mean, because this is evolving and Ken's thinking in his head about how this all ties together, how does the team sort of keep up with, what the whole game's going to look like?
There's a lot of specifics that can change. For instance, Atlas used to have a southern drawl.
Right.
And then, we recast to the Irish.
And we actually cast an actor, wrote the lines, did the whole thing, and realized that people hated that character and distrusted him from the first start. So we had to rewrite him, recast him, redo everything.
Yeah. From a team perspective, you kind of get a sense on which things are going to be really volatile and that you probably want to push off till later, because if you work on it now, it might change. Larger themes don't tend to change too much, meaning we knew we were in Rapture, we knew we had Big Daddies, we knew we had Little Sisters, we knew we had Splicers, we knew what the arc of the story was about Jack coming into Rapture, and the specifics of this radio log versus that radio log didn't really affect anyone outside the audio team at that time, because we could still build the environment. We still knew what the environment was. We still knew what the animations were. There are areas you learn just by working in the same space for a while that this scene, I'm not touching this yet because I know that it's going to get changed a lot. I think these themes are pretty nailed down, so I'm going to focus the team on getting these things done.
I won't leave you twisting in the wind. We're going to need to draw out of hiding, but you're going to have to trust me.
The audio logs were, a great part of the game, and something that if you're a true fan, I mean, people really go in and listen to those and piece that all together. But I imagine there's a lot of work that goes into deciding, well, this is better.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to make a game if you guys think it is easy. No, it's not.
Clear about what the narrative is for the game. What was that process like? I mean, the audio logs, were there things you added at the end, or were those, ideas that you had for the game, but then said, hey, maybe we'd demote these a little bit and make them audio logs?
As Sean was saying, there's sort of a hierarchy of expense that you have to face, and so any ideas you have to get across, especially as you start playing the game, you realize, well, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense. You have to figure out how you can introduce that idea. And generally, as the train is moving, you try to think of cheaper and cheaper ways to get those ideas across. If it's less important, it goes to an audio log. If it's less important, it goes to a poster on the wall.
Well, there's also characters that you can bring in that have audio logs that aren't. Atlas, Tenenbaum, those are your big ones. You can bring in somebody to do a short, a few different audio logs. It's a character that some players may not even find, but it adds a little bit of depth to Rapture.
And it also, usually each character generally is about a certain idea, and we don't just sort of come up with characters, we have an idea problem that we need to solve, and so let's introduce a character who's this guy, and he will be the guy who sort of shepherds you through that idea.
Julie, my dear, I am trying to run a business here. You want to spend time with my honeybees? Well, I'm going to have to start charging you for the pleasure. If I come out one more time and find you lolling out there amongst my hives, I'm grabbing my shotgun. As to your question, yes, my days in beekeeping school are a blur. But I do seem to remember something about that enzyme you keep blabbing on about.
So as you're playing the game and, writing things, rewriting things, were there things with the original Bioshock that you've always been surprised that more people didn't pick up on, or was there something that, a connection to a character you thought was really going to resonate with people, which, didn't? Anything like that?
No, it's the opposite. I was amazed, I don't know how you felt, but I was amazed how many people connected to the Would You Kindly stuff. Because I think it was when I wrote that speech, I don't think anybody on the team was like, oh my God, this is really this or that. And I don't think I really had any sense that people were going to connect to it. I think we ended up sort of over time finding more ways to support the notion throughout the game.
Yep.
And I don't think I really, until I heard Pat put together the revelation moment, where it's and there was a visual that went along with that. That's when I realized but even so, I still did I think people were really going to connect to it or really even understand it? Because it's pretty out there. And that it was meta commentary, too. I think that completely, I think I thought oh, it's kind of meta, cool. But people connected to it in a much bigger way.
Yeah, the choice and age and everything, and also just, being able to kind of roll back and think of all those other moments throughout the game. And so, a great revelation like that, they're few and far between in games where you sort of then you want to play it again, you're just oh wow, really, that does all make sense.
Jeff was so young when this was recorded.
Definitely proud of what we had done, but up till that point, SWAT 4 was the biggest game that we worked on, and we had no expectation of that anybody would pick this up, or even Bioshock cosplay. I remember the first cosplay I saw with a guy in the Big Daddy suit, and his little daughter was in the kitchen cabinet. I think that was the first one I saw. I was like, what? Whoa, people know this stuff? That's insane.
Yeah, people were building these outfits, and that only expanded with Infinite. I mean, that sort of went crazy with Infinite, with people cosplaying Elizabeth and Luteces and Booker. It meant a lot to people, and I don't think that's something we ever saw coming, and we're deeply grateful for it, because it's one thing to make a game and get good reviews and stuff like that. It's another thing to have things that people are having their weddings themed around it, and their tattoos and naming their children after characters. You can't plan for that.
Imagine naming
the way that can happen is
Jack or
something that you're deeply in love with. And
Tenenbaum.
There's a lot of passion on the team about, but we didn't know people were going to take away what they did.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly? Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase. Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
Part of the challenge with that, though, is when people love fiction so much and they dive into, you know, every word written in every audio log and try and connect all the fiction, make sure it all makes sense. Are there any things from that game that you sort of look back and say, like, oh, wow, like we didn't explain this and we should have, or things that fans have misinterpreted over the years?
There are things we think that we did that should have or shouldn't have been in the game. Like I was never a fan of having two endings, and I think
that's what the publisher was asking you to sort of have a.
That was the one thing that 2K, and they were very hands off. That was the one thing they insisted on, and it's not something I really thought was a good idea because they're still limited, even though they're multiple. They're still limited, and so that was something that we ended up doing. One of the
yeah, that's true. One ending is better than two endings.
So it's clear that I was much more interested in the happier ending with the little sisters than I was with the nuclear submarine ending.
I'm sure part of it was the idea that, you know, if this game is, if you're making a choice throughout it, I'm sure when some people are like, oh, well, then it has to be a payoff, right?
Right. Except the game was really about lack
of
of choice. About there not being a choice. So that always struck me as a tension that was weird. But you know, look, at the end of the day, they were putting up a lot of money, and you know, so I can't really complain. They weren't dictatorial at all during the development. So yeah, that was the one thing. But that's a game that I wouldn't have put the boss battle in, the final boss battle. Like we seem to end up doing that over and over and over again. Every time we start a project, I'm like, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never gonna do that again. Right. We're not good at boss battles, and that, you know, you're fighting that guy, and look, this is the naked dude. It just doesn't work.
Totally makes sense.
But and it works really pretty well up till then, but then it doesn't. It just doesn't work.
Yep, the final boss battle that I almost passed, but then I gave up because I died after I killed him. I don't know I was supposed to kill him. Who's that crying? Who's crying? Who's crying?
He's an intruder, and they make us kill intruders. I wore it for too long. Heard that. No, I refuse to do that. What? Woe be unto you!
I don't want to come. Oh, you're circling around. He's already been here.
I heard that. Person shall be the point of that basket.
These are just these head splicers. They said I don't care if I die. Yeah, I don't care if I die. You're not the one I need. Never mind.
Christ, it hurts!
Sorry, but I'm real upset.
Let's see what else we can find. Oh, I need you! Okay, collect everything and come out for the solution. Lazarus Vector inventable.
Do you have all the components for the Lazarus Vector yet? If you do, best head to a crafting station. Then, head back to Langford's lab and put the whole witch's brew in the mist.
Okay.
That should clear this fog right up.
We have 120 of them. So let's just give us some more. So you need this. And I upgraded the wrong part. Where is the upgrade machine? The invent. Here it is, you invent. You invent, I craft. Cool, create Lazarus Vector. Oh, thank you, sir.
Now drop the vector into a gadget called Central Misting Control. Then we'll be cooking with gas.
Oh, we have exploding bugs. Welcome to Return to Arcadia.